and you can watch him switch.
I thought one of the most interesting insights in the book, given his image as this stubborn character, is you say he can actually change his mind, and you mentioned that in the context of discussions about self-driving cars. Would you say, in addition, that he has evolved or matured to any significant degree, or is that just a characteristic he has?
No, I keep hoping. I mean, it's not,
the breakthrough.
I have no dog in this hunt. I'm just a biographer. I'm not supposed to be rooting for him. But there is a part of me that says, could you calm down? Could you just mature a little bit? But he has an addiction, I'll just pick one example, to tweeting.
Yes.
And tweeting conspiracy theories and weird things. And it only happens in those rare times when he gets into his dark demon mode late at night on Ambien and Red Bull, and he embraces some
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah, exactly. And he embraces some wacky, Paul Pelosi or Anthony Fauci. And then there was the one recently that people said was anti-Semitic, but it was so confusing, the conspiracy theory, I don't even think he quite, but it was just reposting these things.
He threw it out there, yeah.
And at the end of the book, he has just shot off Starship, the largest, here, hold up the back cover so people can see it, the largest movable object ever made by humans. And it's gone up for 3 minutes, gotten into space, and then explodes. Typical of him, he's got to take risks.
Yeah.
He's going to make mistakes. And so Kimball, his brother, Antonio Grassi, his other friends sitting around, they're saying, if we could only take his Twitter feed away, if we could only put an impulse control button on him so he would not do these. And he even says, when asked, what's your biggest regret? He said, well, I keep shooting myself in the foot by tweeting. If you could take with an impulse control button that away, how great, or not how great, but it's how much better
how
he
much
would
better
be.
it would be.
And I ask at the end of the book, would a Musk, it's such a beautiful thought, a Musk with an impulse control button. But would a Musk with an impulse control button...
Be Musk.
Yeah, be shooting off rockets.
Exactly.
Would a Musk with tightly bound guardrails be as effective as a Musk unhinged? And that's the type, that's Shakespeare does that in Measure for Measure, others.
Mariana's quote.
Yeah, you're very good because I can never remember who says it. But I challenge you. Did you really read Measure for Measure? That is an almost impossible play to get through.
I used
Okay.
I used
I love Shakespeare.
I used the old school tool, Google.
Oh, right, yeah.
Old school.
But what Mariana says at the end is even the best are molded out of faults.
Yeah.
And that's true of Musk.
It's interesting, the breach with Jenna, his daughter, which causes him huge pain, and it nurtures this loathing for what he calls the woke mind virus. Mm-hmm. How important is that loathing to his initial involvement and eventual acquisition of Twitter?
It's very important, and it's more important to the tweets, because buying Twitter was a problem, but continuing to send out these tweets is also a problem. I mean, 80% of his tweets are fine, but then he gets these dark ones. And that the tweets that caused him the problems recently, which I don't think had anything to do with anti-Semitism. It was about wokeness. And by the way, I mean, we see it yesterday with in Holland, the elections. He feels that the woke mind virus has allowed too much people coming, immigration, that then has festered into anti-Israel demonstrations, and people need to fight the woke mind virus. To say the obvious, is not my political philosophy, but I know he's not only sincere about it, but too obsessed with that.
I mean, it seems to me that there's a distinction, I mean, maybe it's an obvious point really, but between Tesla and SpaceX, which, people will be talking about a century from now.
Right.
But he seems to have labored under a misapprehension with Twitter that the public space, the public square, and democracy, for want of a better word, was just another engineering problem to be fixed. Was it just a category mistake?
He said that to me when
he says it to you, doesn't he?
When we were at the Texas factory that was just being opened up. I said, why are you doing this? He said, well, it's an engineering thing. The product needs to be re-engineered. And I'm thinking to myself, Twitter's not an engineering product. It's an advertising medium.
Yeah.
It's there to gather eyeballs in a friendly spot so that Pepsi-Cola can put ads on it. And I didn't say this to him, you have no concept of human emotional playground. You were beaten up on the playground.
Yeah.
You don't get what fun playgrounds are like, which is what Twitter's supposed to be. But then his brother, Kimball, also said, look, excuse my language here a bit, but he said, Twitter's just going to be a pimple on the ass of your legacy. Yeah, the important things you're doing is you're getting rockets that are reusable. You're getting astronauts into orbit, which NASA and Boeing can't do. You brought us into the age of electric vehicles, and if you keep it going, we'll have 10 million Teslas per year being sold. It'll transform the planet.